Hey guys, it's your favorite realtor, Lisa Barajas. I want to come at you with an honest market update. We are already on November 1st, and it's crazy because we are literally just a few months away to the new year, and so much has happened. But I think that there's value in understanding like what I'm experiencing in my day to day, because I really think that a lot of people, they get caught up in the social media. They get caught up in what they see on the news, how people go, it's so crazy. And I think it's really important that if you were to line up like 3 or 4 different real estate agents and ask them, what are you experiencing? There's value in that, because at the end of the day, they'll share with you the truth. Like, are their houses sitting longer on the market? Like, are they experiencing, the hit from the high interest rates? Like, what really is going on? That's kind of what I want to share with you. And also share with you, the reality of what inflation has caused in the real estate market. And I think a lot of people kind of say like, oh my gosh, it's so crazy. I don't feel that way. I absolutely do not feel that way. I have said this before. There's opportunity in every phase of every real estate market. And I share that with you as someone who myself invests in real estate, help sellers sell in real estate, buy in real estate every day. And I always see opportunity. But definitely, do I see changes and how we go about them? Absolutely. And that's kind of what I want to, share with you today, that just right now in Orange County, we have about 2,300 homes active in Orange County, right? And it's interesting because, believe it or not, we are still low inventory. So we're in this weird situation here, November 1st, where low inventory and low demand. Okay, if you guys remember when I spoke earlier this year, you can look back at my videos. I said we are low inventory, high demand, and the interest rates were still creeping up. But because of the high demand, houses were still going into contract, within the first 7 to 15 days, and now we are experiencing that houses are taking longer. But I don't quite see that really as something for you to freak out about as a consumer. Really, what it is that, one, the houses that have been overpriced, they're not going to sell at that price. I think that it's very, very important that you understand that the comparables do matter. So with that said, what I speak to my sellers about whenever we're going to list a property is, aside from listing the home correctly, we are having to stay on top of what has just sold, because the likelihood of something that has just sold and at asking or maybe a little bit under is more common right now. Doesn't mean houses are dropping down like crazy. It just means that the market is correcting itself, and we are definitely noticing that people are not willing to overpay because of the interest rates, because of the purchasing power is not quite there anymore. So typically, if we do see price improvements, I want you to understand, if you are buying a house, it is not coming from a place of desperation. That is not what's happening. So I don't want you to see days on the market equals, oh, you'll take whatever I give you. That is not true. I've had properties where they're sitting longer than normal, and we are not budging. And for good reason, because I think it's very important also to understand the value in the home. Just because we are in a slower market does not mean that the seller will just sell it to the buyer for whatever price that they feel it, because the buyer thinks that, oh, you're sitting there too long. That's not true, because the homes do have value. And as long as the real estate agent is connecting with their client and pricing it right, I always say, especially to some of my sellers, if it's not the time to do a price improvement, I tell them, just chill for a bit. Somebody will come around and they want your house. Like, real estate always sells, and that's the truth. So definitely, and not only that, but just Orange County, at the end of the day, people love it here, you guys. Like, we're by the beach, we're so close to the mountains. We could go to like Big Bear. It's such a amazing county to live in, and there's a lot of people that want to be here in Orange County, and I have found that that to be very, very true. Actually, just to share with you, I remember when the gas prices, they're still high, but when they were going up, a lot of my clients were like, oh, thank God I didn't buy in the Inland Empire, because by the time I bought a house over there, I was spending money on gas anyway. So, it's people do want to be in Orange County, and there's a lot of people that want to be here. And don't get me wrong, I definitely do see people leaving California, going, out of state. I myself have clients that I've helped them move to Oregon. I've helped them move to Texas. I've helped them relocate to different areas, like even up north. But at the end of the day, people still, they do want to be here. So, the value in these properties, I definitely tell my sellers, like, look, I'll let you know when the time is there for you to be dropping your price if it needs to be done, considering the comparables in the area. And the thing is that, you guys, the interest rates are going to go up again. I've heard this from all my lender associates. I've spoken to them and they're like, it's going to go up again. It's probably going to go up, I think, one more time before the end of the year, and probably again next year. But here's the part that I want you to understand. If you're buying a house, absolutely, if you are in a position to buy your home, you have to remember that those opportunities don't always come by. And I will share this from personal experience. When I bought my home, the opportunity to actually put that type of money down to a property doesn't always come by, especially if you're really planning for it. Okay. The interest rates will always fluctuate. So you can always refinance. If you have the money to buy, secure, refinance. And I want to kind of take you back to that. Buying a home, I mean, I know you've read this before. It's like the American dream. Everybody wants to own property, whether it's, I've even had clients where they've never owned a home, but they're like, I want to own a rental one day. And they haven't even spoken about their primary residence. They just want to invest in real estate because of all the opportunities that it provides. So what I'm trying to share with you is, if you will have a pre-approval, go for it. Think about your family. Think about what that will lead you to. It will always lead you to more opportunities, to the bigger house if you're starting small. There's so much that can come out of real estate. And I'm speaking from experience. And also too, it's very interesting. I am noticing right now that a lot of my clients that are shopping, in this market, we're definitely tackling the townhouses and, and the condos, as starter homes. And it's crazy. Those houses are going very fast, shockingly. It's a very interesting thing to see, because my properties that are priced about $900,000 and up, 1.1 and up, they're sitting a little bit longer. Once I have like a townhouse or a condo, I'm getting multiple showings and I'm getting into contract very quickly, or at least having more than one offer, which is very interesting. What that tells you is that because the interest rates being high, not everybody's going to start at a $700,000, $800,000 property. They're willing to start small, secure their home, and they know the long-term goal is they'll refinance, lower their interest rate, maybe live there a little bit longer, and then sell and buy their big home. If you look at the surveys, they say not a lot of people on their first home, they usually move out within the first 5 to 7 years. That's very, very common. I just recently helped my client buy our house 2 years ago, and we recently sold it just about a few months ago. So she stayed there 2 years. She, wanted to avoid the capital gains tax. So again, everything that I'm sharing with you is, don't get me wrong, what you read on social media, on the news, there could be some truth to it, but I think it's very important to see the value in asking your local real estate agent on, what are you experiencing? And I actually love those questions. I love when people come to me like, what do you recommend right now? They're asking somebody who does it every single day, and experiences so many different situations with their clients. And I think that's where the value is at, with somebody who has that knowledge. So if I were you, if you can purchase a property before the end of the year, I would totally do it. You can refinance your interest, the interest next year. And if you're a seller and you haven't gotten any hits on your house, just chill. As long as your realtor has guided you that you don't need to drop the price, I wouldn't. So that is my advice right now, and that's kind of what's going on in real estate. I definitely hope this helps you guys, okay? And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.